Hey everyone, let's cover Nightcall by Kavinsky. So I'm going to assume that you're pretty familiar with the OPZ. The first part of this tutorial is just going to go over putting the notes where they belong, and then the second part is going to be a bit more sound design. So thankfully this is a pretty simple song. I'm going to start off with my kick track. In this case I'm actually going to change the step count to 8, and I'm just going to put a kick right there. And right now these are just placeholders because, like I said, we'll do sound design later. I switched to the synth track. I'm going to change it to 8. Going to put my clap here. Now we've got the claps on 2 and 4 because it's only half the length, and the kicks on 1 and 3. Another important thing I just forgot, I'm going to turn off my metronome, and the tempo for this song is 91. Again, I looked it up. Okay, that sounds a little bit more like the right speed. Okay, so now we have our kick and snare. Let's move on, and we'll enter in the that kind of ARP that's going through. I'm not using the ARP track on this. It's just easier to do it this way, long story short. So I'm going to enter in A minor second inversion, so E, A, C, plus. So now I'm on this on step 5. Next chord is going to be G, and I'm going to do the second inversion, so D, G, B. Next up is F, same thing, second inversion, so C, F, and A. And then the last one is D minor, so D, F, and A. Right now, though, this is going to be a bit of a mess. So one of the things we need to do is go ahead and change the step length to 2, and I'm going to add a bunch of jump components here. So this last one is going to jump to 1, this last one is going to jump to 2, this last one to 3, and then this last one is going to jump to 4. And so what I'm doing here is I want this to repeat here, play through this twice, and then on the third time only play these two. So let's just start off like this. I'm going to select all of the second out of each 3 and say, okay, only on the third time. That's a component spark. And the component I'm going to add is going to be different for each of these. On the third time for this, I want it to go back to 1. The third time for this, I want it to go to 4, jump up to 4. The third time here, I want it to jump up to 3. And on the third time here, I want this to jump to 2. So that should do it for our melody. Okay, so next up we have the bass. And the bass here is going to follow a lot of the same chord progression. So I'm going to change my step count to 4, and I'm just going to put the chords here, or the root note of each chord. So A, G, F, D. I'm going to make these all. I'm going to extend the length of each of these. Oops, I didn't do it that time. Yeah, I'm extending the length. You see, and last one here. And if you listen to the song, you'll notice that these ones come in a half step early, or sorry, an eighth note early. So I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to hit left 12, or sorry, minus 12 times. So it's going to put it halfway between here and here, which is at that eighth note. Okay, this time same thing. Let's hear how that sounds. Ooh, that's not right at all. So that should be a G. Okay, I must just put the wrong note there. I'm not sure if the actual song has the root note in it. I don't remember what I did when I was listening closely to it, but for now this will work decently well. There's one last part for the verse. We're going to go to the chords track actually, and I'm just going to enter in those root notes again. So I'm going to hold down record, and I'm just going to enter in 4 A's, 4 G's, 4 F's, and 4 D's. I'm going to change the step length to 4, and then I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to add a multiply 2. Because if you listen closely, there's kind of like a muted guitar or something like that in the song. So I did a bit of sound design there. I shifted this down an octave by holding shift and hitting minus, and then I lowered the filter a bit. Okay, but that's still pretty quiet relative to the rest. We'll deal with that later. I'm going to hold down project, hit shift. I'm going to put it here. Remember, I usually put A patterns here and B patterns here. So let's move to the chorus. The chorus has slightly different chords, and one of the first things I'm going to do is remove all the notes from this chords track here. And actually, while we're on the chords track, maybe I'll just go ahead and program in the chords. So this part of the song goes F, and then it has G, and I'm not using inversions for these, D minor, no, E minor, sorry. E minor and then back to F. And actually in this one I might use that second inversion for F, so that's C, F, and A1. So let's see what this is like. I'm going to make all these longer just like I did on the bass track. Going to move them over 12 minuses. Oh, this is going to sound horrible right now. So I'll change to the bass track just to make sure that we have the our notes here, or we have the correct notes. So I'm going to go F, G, E, F. Okay, now to the lead. This is going to be kind of the ARP thing. I'm going to hold down record as I do this again, and that's going to replace all the notes, but it won't replace any of those step components. So it's going to keep the same pattern. And this is going to be a bit trickier. Hoping I remember which inversions it was. So I'm going to start off with just regular F. Then I'm going to go plus, and I'm going to go and do regular G. By regular, I just mean not using an inversion. E minor, same thing. Nope, I'm not going to do the inversion there. So I'm going to actually hit backward, and now I'm just going to do that. So this should be what we're looking for. I don't think I've forgotten anything, but let's see. Oh, I've messed up something with the chords track, obviously. Oh, I completely removed one of the chords. So the chord that I removed is G. I must have done that when I was trying to change the timing. So now we have our song. Let's go ahead and just make a quick chain. So I'm just going to say, do the verse twice and the chorus twice. You know, why not? I'll save it here. So what I just did is I hit project, play, hit this one twice, hit this one twice, held it down here. That saved that pattern chain. So, okay, let's do a little bit of sound design, just a very light amount of it. And so like I said, I kind of got this plucky sound here, but that ARP is a bit loud to start off with, so I'm going to make it quieter. And let me try to randomize the preset, see if we land on anything cool. Maybe an octave higher would be cool. It doesn't sound exactly like the original song, but it's kind of fun. One of the big things here that I struggle with is the bass has this sort of resonance that increases every time. I'm going to try to mimic that right here. And the way I'll do that is I'm going to add an LFO, so I'm going to go to page 3. Let's select the LFO's destination, so that's this third one, and I'm going to say put it onto the resonance. That's 4. I want the shape to, if this 0 is highlighted, it means that it restarts with every note, and that's exactly what I want. I don't actually remember which one is just like a one-time envelope, and that is what I want, so we'll see how this goes. I increased the amount, changed the speed a little bit. Okay, so this isn't exactly what I want. I'm going to see which one appears to only happen once. So that looks random. I know 6. Oh, 6 I think is once. Yeah, there we go. So I'm actually going to turn this opposite because I'm seeing this light turn down and I actually want the resonance going up. Huh. This is absolutely not acting how I had maybe hoped it would. Let's see what it looks like. So maybe what I want to change is actually the filter instead of the resonance. So what I'll do then is I'm going to select the filter. Okay, that's closer. I might actually start it from... I might actually increase the octave. Oh gosh, no, I don't want to increase the octave. I'll play with some of these other parameters. So this isn't perfect, and this is not really, I'd probably spend a while more messing with this personally, but I want to move on. So for the snare, I think that there's going to be a bit of reverb on it. So what I'll do is I'll add some reverb there by creating a parameter lock. I also don't remember the... Okay, and the kick, I'm going to do something similar, put a bit more of a filter on it. And I'm going to add maybe a bit, I guess the tail doesn't make a difference there. But what I'll do here is that now you can hear the synths are a bit too loud, so I'm going to hold down mixer, decrease the synths group, increase the volume of the gain on that drums group, and I'm going to increase some of the punch. Now this light doesn't often react until a bit after it's been changed, so it's hard for me to be patient sometimes, but you can hear that compression being applied. So now we've changed the sounds for this pattern. We can easily move those over to this pattern by holding down Project, hitting Shift, Shift. These are highlighted, and I think this just means that it changes every plug and preset and setting for each track, but doesn't copy over the notes. So let's try that. I'm going to paste it here. Okay, it sounds at least consistent, even if it's imperfect. So what do we have here? Let's go ahead and listen. All right, thanks for watching.